What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Way to Zone podcast. And in this video, guys, I'm gonna be doing something a little different. We're gonna be going over and we're gonna be celebrating Black History Month right here. I'm gonna be giving you guys my top 5 black sports activists of all time. People that have risked their careers. These athletes just didn't dominate the sport. They risked their entire careers, their reputations, and even their safety just to fight for justice. And without them, sports and society wouldn't just be the same as it is right now. So let's just get right into this video. Here are my top 5 activists in all of sports history. And to stick around for some honorable mentions at the end, I'm gonna give you guys my top 5 and I'm gonna throw you guys some honorable mentions at the end of the video. So let's get right into this. Coming in at number 5, we're going to be going with Tommie Smith and John Carlos, who delivered probably one of the most powerful protests in sports history in the 1968 Olympics. After they both won their gold and their bronze medal for the 200-meter sprint, they both stood on the podium and they bowed their heads and raised their fists for the Black Power salute, with Smith later on explaining that he said we had to be seen because we couldn't be heard. That moment shook the whole entire world, but the backlash was very severe for them. They were both expelled from the Olympics. They were blackballed from the track and field team, and they also received a lot of death threats. Despite the consequences, their silent protest became a lasting symbol for resilience. And to this day, when athletes take a stand for injustice, they are following in the footsteps of Smith and Carlos. So that's going to be for number 5, guys. At number 4, guys, we're going to be going with Jackie Robinson. This man changed baseball forever. In 1947, Robinson broke the major league color barrier, becoming the first black player to play in the modern era. He faced constant racism from fans, from his teammates, and even from a lot of his opponents. He never retaliated because he knew the success will open doors for generations to come. Robinson once said, "A life is not important except in the impact that it has on other lives." That's probably one of the best statements he has ever said, and his impact was very massive in all of black history. He paved the way for a lot of black athletes across sports and later became a civil rights advocate. Today, his number 42 is retired across all of baseball, proving that he wasn't just a player, he was a symbol of change. So number 4, guys, Jackie Robinson. At number 3, we're going to be going with Colin Kaepernick, the modern face of the activist for a lot of athletes. In 2016, Kaepernick made a decision that will probably define his whole entire career. He took a knee during the national anthem to protest police brutality and racial injustice. He famously said, I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses black people and people of color." That act that he did cost him his whole entire NFL career. The NFL blackballed him, teams refused to sign him, and he hasn't played in the NFL since 2017. But his protest did spark a giant movement. Athletes across the whole entire world, from the NBA to international soccer teams, began to take a knee for the national anthem. Years later, the NFL admitted it mishandled the whole entire situation. If you love him or you hate him, Colin Kaepernick changed the conversation around athletes, activists forever, and taking that knee changed all of sports today, guys. So number 3, Colin Kaepernick. Coming at number 2 is going to be Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time. Ali wasn't just a boxing legend. He was also a civil rights icon. In 1967, he refused to be drafted into the Vietnam War. He said while he was being detained there, "I ain't got no quarrel with the Viet Cong, and no Viet Cong has ever called me a..." Yeah, I'm not going to say that word because it's probably one of the most evil words in the English dictionary, but what Ali did, the stance that costed him everything. The United States government stripped him from his heavyweight title. They banned him from boxing for nearly 4 years and even threatened him with prison time, but he never backed down from his stance. He spoke out against racism, war, oppression, and he inspired athletes and activists for generations to come. When he finally returned to boxing, he won his title back, proving that he still was the greatest inside and outside of the ring. So number 2, guys, we're going with Muhammad Ali. As for the number 1 athlete, the black athlete activist of all time, we are going with the ultimate sports activist, in my opinion, and Bill Russell. As an 11-time champion in the NBA, Russell was the first black player to be in the starting lineup in NBA history. He also became the first black head coach in NBA history. But off the court, he was just even more influential, guys. He marched with MLK, he supported Muhammad Ali, and he refused to accept racism in Boston, a city known for its racial struggles at the time, guys. Russell once said, "We have to make the effort every day to change things for the better." And his activists shaped the NBA, and it set a standard for how athletes fight for justice. His legacy is honored through the Bill Russell NBA Finals MVP award, proving that he was a bigger impact than basketball. So for number one, guys, we are going to be going with Bill Russell. And all right, guys, I want to give you guys my honorable mentions because I do not want to leave anybody else out. There are about 4 or 5 people I believe that should be on this list, but we only can do 5. If we're gonna go there, I'd probably go throw John Thompson, guys. He boycotted the NCAA games over racial policies. We're gonna go with Maya Moore. We can't forget with Maya Moore. She risked and gave up her whole entire WNBA career to go and help a man that was incarcerated for a crime he did not commit and get him released from prison. She relinquished her whole entire WNBA career for that. So Maya Moore, that's a big step for her to take, guys. And the other one's gonna be LeBron James, Serena Williams, and Arthur Ashe. All 3 of them use their platforms to fight for equality. They've both been saying a lot of stuff recently and since they were younger. So those are gonna be the people that we don't want to miss out on. There's a lot of people that stood up for black activists. So we just gave you our top 5 and some of our honorable mentions. And all right, guys, that is it for today's video. I know it was something different, something different than sports betting that I'm giving you guys just to celebrate Black History Month. And if you guys enjoyed this video, like the video, subscribe to the page, and comment and let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you guys would put anybody in these top 5 as well. And I just want to say thank you for watching the Wager Zone podcast, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.